when I see these monuments, it reminds me that I'm a second-class citizen and white supremacy dominates.
For me, it's history for me. It's not about color. It is. I could care less. I got a lot of black friends in town here that I work with. It's not about color for me. And the fact that we want to start tearing this stuff down to cater to the delicate sensibilities is just absurd to me. It doesn't make any sense.
But the sentiment can be reversed. So if we leave up the monuments of Confederate officers and the like, why not leave up the nooses where people were hanged? Why not leave the burnt tree where a man was lynched and torched? You see what I'm saying? So that argument can be made both ways. But here's the thing. We in America, we are a country of the people, by the people, and for the people. If the majority of the people say those Confederate signs and statues should come down, then by all means, let's do what the people want.
Do you always go with the majority? Because it wasn't just the white race that enslaved your people. It wasn't, it wasn't just us. And us as white people, 17th, 18th century, we were slaves ourselves. People want to do their history. Well, you can't just put the blame on one race. It doesn't work.
Most people in the white race don't want to give up the white privilege. The wealth that was built on the backs of those people who you just talked about who were enslaved. You don't see a lot of white people getting shot down by the police, and there's a reason for that. It's because of this white supremacist mentality. That even if I shoot a black man in the street illegally, I'm not going to jail for it.
You're generalizing everybody in the one group. And it's not, I'm sure when you look at me, you think, man, what did I get myself into? Neo-Nazi skinhead, just because of how I look. Not at all. I grew up living on a Confederate flag because of the Dukes of Hazzard, for God's sake. It has nothing for me to do with racism. Not at all. So white privilege, I don't know about you. And as far as getting gunned down in the streets, we're sitting at home. Our problem with the Caucasian kind, we're all needle hops, coke addicts. We don't go for the running and gunning and shooting each other down in the streets. That's why you don't hear about us, because we sit at home and overdose ourselves and kill ourselves that way.
I understand that, but I think you have to look a little deeper in our society and see that there's a systemic problem with people being judged by the color of their skin. If you can't see that, then I think you might have to do some introspection, because it's obvious that people of color in this country have had a hard time and continue to have a hard time. And until we address it like we are doing now, sitting and discussing and sharing ideas, we're not going to get anywhere.